Yeah, it's working.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank
no
you.
problem.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, also this one.
Sorry?
Yeah, this one. Has to be connected to. Yeah.
Oh. You click on that.
This one.
You should see the external.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
What I've advised, okay? Be safer to copy the file to the desktop and run it because the get disconnected, you lose the data.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just copy it to the desktop. Be
It's
quickly as well.
huge. It's okay. 7 weeks.
It should be fine. Yeah, there's lots of space. If you don't give me a mouse.
Yeah. If you can manage to do that, yeah.
I'll just let me check the size. Just so that it don't. Yeah. Look, we've got 126 gig free.
Right. So
Okay, so you can copy the desktop.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you copy to the desktop, when you log out, it gets deleted, but you got it back up here anyway. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
So it's not wrong running from here, but what I'm saying is it can
In case.
yeah, because it's trying to speak to here. Sure. It's quicker to run on the computer.
Yeah.
So close that file down. Just copy to the desktop. Yeah. So just start it on desktop. Desktop. Just let it copy. So along with that. Might as well do it now so that give you a bit of time. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Brilliant.
It's just that I've seen problem where if someone knocked the table, it can lose connection.
Sure.
Everything goes down. Yeah. And it's because you've got to read where's the machine. Just go like that here. This way, that way.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank
no
you.
problem. Just be careful with this cable. You don't fall over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just that there's not a lot we can do. Get me now.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
No problem. See you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hi, this is room 227. I just would like to get some help for technical support. I'm just attending the conference. Yeah, yeah. I just need to have some the cable to because I need to use one of my laptop which need to the power adapter to plug in. So if you have any just long cable. Yeah, yeah, power extension. Right. No, it has to be the camera is set for broadcasting. This does presentation. So this table has to be in the middle of the room. So yeah, yeah. Yeah, hi. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So right now? Yeah, thank you so much. 2 to 7. Yeah, bye. Bye. 네, 안녕하세요. 네네네.
여보세요?
네, 여보세요.
들리시나요?
네, 잘 들립니다. 잠시만요. 네. 잘 보시나요? 저희 이쪽 어떻게 보이시나요?
There are not a lot of examples in Korea for us to follow and to
잘 들리시나요?
내 질문인데 나 못 알아듣는 거 아니야? 선생님 들리십니까?
네, 잘 들립니다.
마이크로 들어가요. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. 아, 이거 채널 URL이 바뀌었네요. 네, 잠깐만. 제가 다시 할게요.
제가 그 카톡창에다가 주소 올렸거든요.
네. 이거를 손으로 일일이 쳐야 해서. 잠깐만요. 저희는 잘 보이나요?
네, 지금 저희는 유튜브 영상도 틀어놨고요.
네.
잘 보입니다.
네. 들리시는 것도 문제 없죠?
예, 문제 없습니다.
오케이.
그쪽 영상 혹시 틀려주실 수 있을까요?
아, 잠시만요. 여기 지금 연결이 아직 안 되는데. 제가 손으로 치고 있어서요. 오케이, 보입니다.
저 보이시죠?
스탠바이로 보이는데, thank you. Because I wasn't very sure it would last that long. Thank you so much.
Long enough?
Yep.
Just be a bit careful of it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's charging now, yeah. Is that okay?
Yep.
Alright then.
Perfect. Thank you. 보이죠?
양 감독님, 저희 스트리밍 시작할게요. 여기가 실시간이에요, 여기가 실시간. 여기가 들리는 거.
한번 송출해 보시죠.
우와, 보여.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
학생들 목소리 다 잘 들어가요?
네, 아주 잘 들립니다. 좋습니다. 오케이.
네,
저기-
저희도 영상 스트리밍 시작했습니다. 뷰티 화면으로 보이실 거예요.
네, 보입니다. 오, 엑셀런트. 그쪽은 좀 있어 보이네요. 여기 비해서. 우린 너무 없어 보인다. 우리는 강의실이다. 아주 좋아요. 오늘 순서 대충 아시죠?
네, 얘기해 드렸고요. 그리고 혹시 그 대표님이나 아니면 박수 연구원이 저희
네.
카톡으로
네.
그 질문 나왔을 때 이게 약간 1분 정도 딜레이 된다고 그러니까는
예.
3분 정도가 이렇게 그 질문에 대해서 카톡방에 올려주시면 좋을 것 같아요.
지금 저는 안 되고 박 선생이 해야 돼.
그럼
왜냐면
박수 연구원
내 모바일 폰으로 지금 스카이프를 해서 제 건 안 되고 주희상은 아직 못 봤어요. 근데 아침에 잠들었나? 그리고 제가 발표할 때는 이렇게 하다가 나중에 Q&A 40분 할 때는 대화는 스카이프로 하겠지만 저희가 카메라가 많지가 않아요. 돌려서 이렇게 대충 하면 오시는 청중들 분위기 나겠죠? 네, 그렇게 하겠습니다. 그래서 앞부분
그만 찍었으면 쟤네 너무 귀여워. 저 이거랑 엄마 터치해. 엄마 터치해. 지금 그러니까 딜레이가 없는 건 저건 것 같은데 저게 무료 방송이라고 했나? 네? 난가? 뭐라고? 나니? 모르겠어요. 저게 방송화면 아닌가? 이게 방송화면이야? 야 모르겠어요.
왜 거기 방송화면이 여기 천장이 나오죠?
지금 천장 뜨고
왜 천장이 뜨죠?
스카이가요. 저희는
왜 스카이가
아니
뜨지?
방송화면이네요. 이게 방송화면. 여기서 받은 걸 다시 보내드린 거라고 합니다.
거기서 받은 스카이프를 올리신 거잖아요. 그쵸?
네.
이거 제가 잘못한 거 아니죠?
네. 각도에 죽였어요. 맞네요. 이게 방송화면이에요. 저기 좀 딜레이 있죠? 화면 이상해요. 아니. 이거 일부러 잘랐어. 하신 거구나. 근데 내 얼굴이 나오죠?
아싸 난 잘리 너 이거
내 얼굴 나오잖아. 그냥 빠지고 싶다. 여기
나만 잘리
저 이슬이만 잘리고 여기 없어?
난 부담 안 돼.
저기요. 제가 처음 Q&A 들어가기 전에 프레젠테이션 할 때는
네.
이쪽에 방송 볼륨을 올리고 스카이프 볼륨을 죽이나요? 아니면 계속 스카이프 볼륨?
발표를 안 하셨구나.
네. 그쵸? 네, 보겠습니다. 네.
아,
네, 그러겠습니다. 여기도 지금 손님들 도착했어요.
여기일까요?
와.
네.
아, 갑자기 꼽도 났나? 너에게 이걸 선사해줄게.
Should we just leave it a minute? Are you okay?
Ah,
2
1
minutes.
minute.
1
1
minute.
minute.
Okay, and then we'll make a start. Welcome.
Ready.
So shall I start? I'll just... Okay. I just want to say welcome. I'm the chair for the day. My name is Sarah Aldridge. I work at Quality College. I'm not going to say much more than that, other than I'm going to be the timekeeper. Jungwon is going to lead us through the session. I just want to say it's going to be an interactive session, and I'm really excited because it's linked to Safe Career as well. I'm going to stop talking now, but if we are running out of time, you'll just hear me go 5 minutes, 10 minutes, okay?
Yeah,
So
sure.
over to you, okay?
Okay. Thank you. Oops. There you go. Okay, thank you for coming to the special session about some cooperative school movement, what's happening in South Korea. We're very glad to let you know what's going on over there in here with you guys in Cooperative Schools UK. This session will have I will introduce the background and some project I've been doing with some colleagues in UK, and I have see the familiar face here. The students from Golden High. I already visited with some other people from South Korea. Hi everybody. Also, actually, now we are lively linked to South Korean. Some maybe people come here a little bit earlier this morning. You see that some your friends sitting there. So now I'm talking. Although our projector showing my presentation slides, they can see me right now. And then later on, when we have a Q&A session, I will change the direction of the camera. Then you will have some quality time to have a live conversation with the students over there. So this session is for actually arranged not for introducing my work too much to you guys. Instead, I want to have some engaged students over there in South Korea and you guys here and how your two groups of school activities, especially based on co-op, is forming and running, share some difficulties, share your success story and so on. So to do that, I'll just introduce myself and my work a little bit, only for 10 minutes. Then we have actually created some documentary based on Lipson Cooperative Academy and Chilton High in the last year. So we have some results which produced a 55-minute documentary. But we don't have time to watch it all together today, so I edited the version, shortened into the 15-minute length. So we're gonna watch for 15 minutes. After that, Juhi will introduce some little bit of landscape of school core movement in Korea. Then we will link to, we will have time to have some conversation with the students in South Korea. Okay, yeah, right. Don't know whether I have some. So myself, I'm running some small social enterprise called Spray Dye. We do a lot of nice thing, interesting thing. So which is here saying we identify some social innovation practice, try to identify the interesting groups of people in normally Asia and Europe, and then making some exchange programs, study tour, and arrange some conference. Sometimes we do practice-based research, and also we document. So one result was the document we will see today. So that's what we do. So a little bit of a background. Why suddenly all the South Koreans keep coming over the UK and then keep knocking you guys' schools and then making documentary and so on? Because we have a little bit of a policy support background, a bit of a change. So in Korean cooperative sector, over the time, the last 40 years, it was supported by central government. Only they allow certain industry can set up and run the co-ops, which is only focused on agriculture and fishery and so on. So that was the time when Korea was very poor, 1960s and 70s. We need to have some bit of a stronger economy. So when they support to be more second generation industry. So then after that, happy story is the economy develops quite well, but another dark side of the story is, as you know already, we have, although the overall GDP increases a lot, the gap between the poor and the rich and get bigger and bigger. And the central government started thinking maybe we need a bit of a different economic policy. So they started looking at some social economy policy and theme or whatever. So they, in 2012, so this the graph is showing the conventional agricultural fishery crops, number of crops, how they increased over the time. But the second graph shows after the central government introduced a new law, allow any industry, anybody, if 5 people come together, they can set up their own co-ops. That new law starting really promote suddenly big spark of a big rise of the number of co-ops actually founded set up in Korea. So that was a bit of a policy background change, what happened. Then after that, that was sounds like happy story. Over the 3 years, South Korea can see the 8,000 new co-ops open and running. But there was some bit of a problem over this big sudden rise because
like this one shows, there's a foundation is a little bit of a fragile. Such a short time of period, so many people started setting up the co-ops, and however, instead of people started working on from the community and grassroots foundation, there was many co-ops founded based on policy support. Suddenly started media, everybody talking about co-ops, and then you're the city mayor and whoever MPs in your community start to say, co-op is a good thing, let's do that. So people start setting up, which is good, but people got a little bit of lost at the moment. So now, next, maybe first stage we succeed to make sure many people got interested and then started to set up co-ops. But next challenge is now this co-op should do something useful, making work, and then making sustainable. So some people come and ask us to say, oh, we have a bit of a problem. We have too many co-ops, but we worry they will collapse in a minute. They might collapse in a minute because they don't have enough experience yet. And also, there are not many old experienced co-op practitioners might can transfer their knowledge experience to people. Also, another problem is because first big initiative comes from politician policy support, and then they want to have a bit of a very quick output. Uh, this they expecting this all new co-ops really have to make some sort out the economic problem. So people will be a little bit impatient about that. So they come and they say, so yeah, we need to have a bit of a good training schemes or programs, providing a good educational material for this new core people. What shall we do? But then we have noticed that after we experience many people talking as a practitioner, me and Juhi, another problem is people are so impatient, they worry about how they make co-ops work. They often forget very original values and principles of co-ops, how co-op was started, what was the foundation, and also at the same time, if there's any new emerging trend and approach like co-op schools here, they they cannot link these new issues to the original intention. So we suggest, why don't we make some good documentary, try to remind original core principles and values, but based on historical background. At the same time, not only the historical thing, to give out some new vision of based on what are supposed to be new success, which is that's why we chose some co-op school in UK, which is a phenomenally important new story from the co-op movement in UK. So that's why we started want to go to making the documentary. So we made a documentary, the outcome. The last year we worked very hard. So outcome was a 55-minute documentary, which is actually funded by Seoul Metropolitan Government Socio-Economic Center and then Seoul Metropolitan Office of Education. So one of their worry also said because this political support makes cooperative not run smoothly. They want to make sure young people also get interested. They try to make sure all grassroots people community get involved. So that's why they say, oh, important thing is we need to make sure cooperative movement linked to community and schools and so on. So that's why official education board started joining us and they supported this documentary. So we interviewed 9 experts in UK, and we went to Chorlton High and then Lipson Cooperative Academy last year. We made some movie. So I think I'm already talking too much, so I'm going to just pass this. So there was a bit of another education policy change. So this one I can talk to you later if you have anybody got interested, and maybe students are not that interested in you. We started with some deregulation to elect some the head of a school board in the area. The most people elected in the last 8 years elected from progressive the party. So they started picking cooperative school and community-based learning quite strongly recently. That's why one of the reasons to fund this document. So The document was aired through the SDS, which is be like similar to Channel 4 if you like in UK, so one of a major TV station, which I make myself very proud about that. And at the moment we uploaded in the video, the video in the Vimeo, which is so far this morning I counted 7,860 times was viewed. And one of the review, the chair of our academic corps says, you can read it like this. When I started working on school co-op, he was the education activist. So he just certainly just adapted cooperative to implement his ideal educational pedagogy. But after his learning, especially his watch this documentary, he started to realize, actually, I'm not just only using co-op. Co-op principle values itself really identical to the my ideal educational pedagogy. That's what he said after he watched this movie. So this one, not only 55 minutes of documentary, and then 3 sets of 15 minutes of training material will be used in the classroom the next semester in schools in the Seoul area. This one I will be passed because I have too much. So instead now I just recommend to watch the documentary. These people are nice people help us to create a documentary. Maybe some people from listen the treasure, this Tracy's face somewhere. Yeah, they're at the corner there. So I just would like to say thank you to everybody to support us, to help us. So now it's time to watch for 15 minutes. Bye. Try to get in the time. Always, when you have a conference, you need to have a big conference because technical issues. Although I tried before. Mm-hmm. Let me try different play again.
You right click it on
Window
the
media. I just couldn't play. Let me just play the different video with it works. I think this.
Is it a play? Is it a play? I can't remember what it is.
Move to the bottom of the film.
If it also yeah, just if you just reduce the size and then there should be a play icon at the bottom of the film. Do you like what's just then?
Yeah.
Press space bar.
See, if you just reduce that. Reduce the size of it.
It doesn't allow me. Doesn't allow me to. Sorry about this. We go. Okay. Let's try different with different media player. Sorry about this.
Shall I try and find someone to help?
Do you mind if I?
Yeah, do you know, please, everyone pitch in to try and get it on.
Sorry, do you mind if I?
Yeah.
So during the story, the
Yeah,
problem,
it's a room
where I
57.
present the
It's
Let's just see if we can get this up.
It's on here.
like one of my
You've got it. It's
Oh,
there.
yeah.
It's there. Perfect.
Hang on.
Thank you.
Experience.
Okay, sorry, fine.
Annyeonghaseyo, I'm Josh Mark. I play cornet in the Lipson Cooperative Big Band, and I also go to school at the Lipson Cooperative Academy.
I'm Alice Stevens, I'm the chairman of the Lipson Catering Cooperative.
I am Conrad Jeshniak. I go to Lipson Cooperative Academy, and I'm in a green club.
It's called a young cooperative because we're students and it's run by the students. We'll have teacher supervision and people helping us, and it's not just left to the adults to control it all. It shows that we really have our say, and by calling ourselves the young cooperative, it shows that it's us who do it. We have the central role.
Our car is mainly run by electricity. We made it more like a polystyreene like bodywork now. First it came as a kit car made of aluminium metal, but then we drilled some holes inside to make it lighter. We have tyres which go very, very thin to make less friction on the floor to make the car go faster. We also put 2 batteries in the car which runs the whole car. 2 batteries usually is good for 1 hour and a half.
In the catering cooperative, we generally cook for different people around the school, and we are hired by people to do events and do the productions. There are about 15, 16 of us, and we get together to talk about what we're going to do as a group.
Young cooperatives don't necessarily need to have a business aspect to them. Some of our most successful young cooperatives are ones that have a business dimension to them. The catering cooperative. They take charge of events, they make food, they make the money, they then decide how that money gets redistributed in their business. But that's not true of all of them. For example, the Green Car doesn't particularly have a business model to it, but it's much more about empowering the students with the skills. So those students have the opportunities for engineering, they have the opportunities to race cars, but they also have the opportunities to learn the softer skills about the cooperation, about working with others, and about that kind of cooperative ethos about we can achieve better together than alone.
Young cooperatives are really important. You can't learn about entrepreneurship through a book. You learn by doing it. And you learn by setting up a small company and making it grow. We're two types of people. We're people who get on and do things, and we're people who sit on the sidelines.
The first cooperative trust school opened in 2008. It was a school converted from being a local authority comprehensive school to becoming the first cooperative trust. Over the period of 7 years now, we've gone from that first school to having 843 cooperative schools across the UK, which has just been a phenomenal growth, far faster than anyone could possibly have envisaged at the outset. Welcome everybody. Can we just start with introductions?
I'm Alita McLaughlin and I'm the Vice Chair of the Whole School Council. I'm Maddie Anderson and I'm the Chair of the Whole School Council. In a normal governors meeting, because they happen every half term, and there's representatives from the school, there's teachers, parents, and then people from the community, and then they all come together and they speak about they present a topic.
Laura Silcock, Deputy Head Teacher, Beth Nunn, Staff Governor, Maggie Fox, Co-opted Governor. I'm from a theatre background. I felt it very important that on the governing body there was a voice from the performing arts sector.
And Amanda Edwards, Parent Governor and Vice Chair. I would say that having been to other governing body meetings, we never had the students come in and talk to us about their role and how they felt, and questioning us on what we are doing. And that is a big difference. It means that we are having to listen to all our stakeholders in a real cooperative way.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Whole School Council meeting. So first off, we're going to go through the 20 achievements from last year and put them in order from these sheets of paper. We'll put them across the table in the order you think. So at this end will be the most important, and then the that end will be the least important. Yeah. And then read it out and think about the. Okay, first off, which one you think you have that is important. If you have one that you think is important, just read it out.
Question the Vivo representative.
That's below.
Put that there.
That's why we introduce students' voice day is called Hammer Day Day. Without that, we would have had everything else. That's important.
Yeah, but most people are worried about that.
Yeah, but it's still important.
Everyone's still working.
Taking part in community projects, including teaching self-way housing residents digital skills and helping to plant seeds.
I think it's very important to help the community there, and also taught us how to teach people and instruct people.
Yeah, it's like going further than the school.
Yeah, it's going further than our cooperative community.
Our footprint.
Shows them the colour of the toys.
That's really important.
Yeah,
that is really important.
That's that on the uniform tender panel. That's like
not as important as our assignment.
Previously, the school council had been quite critical about the colour that it's been. So at one of their meetings, they all sat down together with colour charts and have actually decided on the colour it's going to be. After on the choice of that, they've then been able to work with the estates team. So the school council have sat with the estates manager and explained to them how they would like to see the improvements over the next school year.
Why were they complaining of colour toilets?
Because the girls' toilets were pink and we thought that it was like gender stereotyping.
What colours have you gone for?
It's like a too light blue colour. Is it in both toilets?
We recognised very early that we needed cooperative ideas and cooperative schools to be in the mainstream and not simply on the margins if we were going to make a difference. A number of years ago, I remember discussing with our board, saying that we really need 100 cooperative schools to be taken seriously. And I think that once we got to 100 cooperative schools, we did notice a very significant difference in attitude by not so much government ministers, but the key civil servants. I think at the moment, that if you look now, over 800 cooperative schools, we are the third biggest network after the Church of England. I think it's actually having the confidence and the vision about how do we make sure we're not just content to be an alternative on the sidelines, saying what our ideas are. Cooperation is absolutely critical, and developing cooperative citizens is so important. We need to discuss how we actually mainstream these ideas. And cooperation is not a threat to the form of society we've got, but is the absolute essential skills for a 21st century.
When you ask the other people for help, they'll explain it to you, which sort of it repeats it to you again, so you remember that. And then when you ask the teacher as well, then it sort of refreshes in your mind again, so you remember it again. And the more you go over it with all the different people, because you're able to talk to them about it, the more you remember it. And I've realised since coming to this school, my grades have got better, and I genuinely think it's because of the amount of times you're able to talk to other people in the lessons, and even at like break times and lunch times, people will still be talking about the lessons, so you're still able to just always refreshing it. And like you have revision groups in the school that everyone will come together and you'll do big activities together where you all work through it, and if one person doesn't understand it, the rest will explain it to them, so it's also sort of refreshing in their minds when the people are explaining it, like what it actually is. And I just think it all adds up, and then when you finally get to the exams or the evaluations or whatever are happening, you feel a lot more secure in your knowledge and yourself, so it sort of comes across with better grades and stuff.
Cooperative learning is often misunderstood. People often think it's just group work, but it's where children really, or adults, are really working together to support each other's learning. That's important that that's begun very early in children's school education.
Stand up, pair up, please. Stand up, pair up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now, think back to last week. We decided on 3 reasons that make a planet a planet. So, in your pairs, you've got 30 seconds to explain your 3 reasons what makes the planet a planet.
Developing cooperative learning, teachers need to understand that there are steps or stages to do that. One of the first steps that they need to do is to develop the right classroom environment or ethos, so that children feel not threatened, not worried, and that they are free to cooperate, where they feel it's a real community that they can work in.
Each member of your group is going to work on a different set of questions that piece the evidence together. Then you are going to bring your questions together as a group and share your ideas so that individually you can come up with your own conclusion. Should Pluto be a planet? Okay, you've got to decide based on the evidence that you bring together as a group. Okay?
And the next step then is to begin to develop skills, starting with some really basic skills, such as what we call active listening, being a really good listener, listening to a peer, a partner, of course the teacher as well. The next step is that teachers start to develop paired work. So they work with a partner in the classroom. In that way, every child has a chance to participate, not the teacher asks a question and a few children raise their hands and answer. Every child talks to their partner and then they share their responses. You can use cooperative learning techniques and pedagogy in any school. I don't think you have to be restricted to being in a cooperative school to use those learning approaches. I think what gives the cooperative school an advantage though is that everything in the school is predicated on those values. So everything in the school is built upon those values. So it makes it more powerful because it's not just about the learning that goes on in the classroom, it's also about the ethos of the school, it's about the mentality of the staff, it's about the mentality of the students.
Write the answers, share the information in your group, write the answers around where the questions are. Then by the end of it, when you share it, you should have kind of got an answer for every question.
Why cooperation and teaching cooperation is crucially important. It's about the ability of people, however wise and clever and skillful they are as individuals, to be able to work with others. And I think one of the most sophisticated skills, if you've actually got real cooperation, is the ability to work not just with your mates, but to be able to work with people you don't know particularly well, who have a completely different set of interests to you. You may not even like at a personal level, but you have the ability to work with towards a common goal.
People know how to be individually competitive, but how to be socially cooperative is a different art. After all, in people's private lives, they're within competition the whole time in capitalist society. They don't need to learn about that. They know about it in the job market. But how to create cooperatives is a different thing. So that I would say in the main function of a school will be how to teach effective cooperation.
No clapping? Right, so okay, just before next the speaker presented, just a wrap up of the documentary. So basically, we tried to pick up the three subjects from Co-op UK, which is Young Co-op, the government, cooperative governance, and cooperative learning. So if you see the 55-minute whole documentary, then you will see all these three different stories. And also, this conference homepage will upload all the presentation slides. If you see that, then I added the Vimeo link, so if you can just go there and then you can watch whole the documentary anytime by anybody. I just want to mention that. And then lastly, the message we want to try to give from this documentary to Korean audience, because it was funded by Korean government anyway, it was what we're trying to say is cooperative school doesn't necessarily to be just alternative school. It can be mainstream school. It can change the state education, public education for good reasons. So that was the main message. Right, okay, I introduce the next speaker, Juhi back. So I was only talking about documentary side. So she would like to give a little bit of one of particular school co-op activities, how it's running, how it's organized, before we actually started talking to our students. So Juhi? Yeah.
Hello, I'm glad to introduce South Korean school cooperatives. And yesterday I had a research presentation, but today I will just introduce briefly about the characteristics of South Korean school cooperatives. And these are the background. So how to keep youth engaged in cooperatives are very important issue in cooperative sector. And also in school sector, it is important how to apply innovative pedagogy in the classroom, right? And I think school-based cooperatives are very open a new opportunity because students can participate and learn the principles and values of cooperatives in their everyday lives. So here are the types of the school-based cooperatives. So first is a cooperative school, like Jungwon High School. It is organizing a school itself as a cooperative, right? And the school cooperative is organizing a cooperative business related to school, like Korean school cooperatives and Malaysian school cooperatives. It's a little different, but they are very connected. And next slide. So school cooperatives in South Korea can be categorized based on main business or main participants. This is the first type. So most school cooperatives, especially high school cooperatives, run a snack bar and stationery stores. They sell environmentally friendly food usually, and also depending on school, some sell recycled school uniform products and also products made by students, for example, food odor remover. And there are two school cooperatives which run after-school program. This is kind of new. And we have 19 school cooperatives, and high school cooperatives usually run snack bars, and the middle school and primary school usually run after-school program. And here are the background of the school cooperatives. First, the school is a characteristic in economic perspective. The businesses inside the school is kind of monopoly, and also there are a lot of food safety issues in South Korea, and also usually often the economist says that governing is a cost, but in school cooperatives, governing is not just cost; it's but very important benefit. Actually, it's the main purpose, and the demand is relatively stable. So I think theoretically, the user-owned business is very appropriate for the school cooperatives, in businesses for the school. And you saw this slide. I will add one thing. Yeah. The Youngin Middle School, for the consumer cooperatives, it has very grassroots movement. It is very grassroots movement, and it is influenced to the school cooperatives. For example, the first school cooperative is Youngin Middle School cooperatives, and the parents, directors, were the activists in consumer cooperative, in local consumer cooperative. You can see the connections. Next slide. Next slide. Yeah, here. Here is the educational activities through the school cooperatives. We can categorize like this. First is informal. So activities in the subcommittees and activities in the board of directors are informal. And formal education is classes, and it can categorize in two ways. First is the classes in official school curriculum. But there are also classes in school cooperatives. It's not official curriculum, but the cooperative provides that kind of classes. They are interrelated because, for example, the cooperative experts in the outside school can provide classes in school cooperatives, and it will make the students actively participate in school cooperatives, and teachers will see that education impact, and they will apply the cooperative topic in their classroom. These are the pictures of board of directors. They typically hold meetings 2 or 9 times per semester, and they make a decision on various issues. For example, whether they sell environmental friendly food or not, or conventional food, or they decide the name of the stores, and they also plan many educational programs and for the student and for the parents. And these are the pictures of the subcommittee activities. And subcommittees is actually the center of the student participation. So there are typically 2 or 6 subcommittees depending on the schools, and 30 or 40 students are there, and they voluntarily apply, or sometimes they selected by the previous student. Here are the examples. You can see you will talk about that later with the Gangdaksan High School students, so I will pass that. And this is an example of the formal education in school cooperatives. They are a lot of teamwork, and they let students talk their own words, and so there are a lot of gamification, and also cooperative sectors like consumer cooperative help to hold this kind of education. And I pass. And this is the classes in the official school curriculum. This is a picture of the home economics, and this is a picture in the science curriculum. And this is the picture in career education curriculum. And the teachers visit the local cooperatives. And for example, this is a medical cooperative, and this is a food plant in run by cooperatives. Also, a teacher developed social economic classes in creative experience curriculum for 1 semester. And this is the thing that the teachers teach other teachers to spread this kind of concept. And also, these are summary of the characteristics of school education. And first is the students learn democracy, entrepreneurship, and cooperation in their daily life in an integrated way by participating schools and school cooperatives. And also, second is that school cooperatives help teachers apply innovative pedagogy. And third, school cooperatives bring schools and communities together. But there are also challenges. Developing and integrating into social cooperative, integrating into official school curriculum. We just began, but we have to go further. In the previous slide, this is the new textbook actually developed just a few days ago. So so I just downloaded that one. So next semester, in Seoul Metropolitan High Schools, can use this one. So second is connecting resources in social economy sector is important, and promoting efforts to improve social cooperative business itself is important, because cooperative is a business as well as an association. So this is the challenges in terms of business. So we will soon meet Gangdaksan High School students, and this is the organizational structure of the Gangdaksan High School. So the high school has about 100 STEM members and 800 students. And the General Assembly, the cooperative has the 215 cooperative members. And also the board of directors consists of 9 directors. And there are 4 subcommittees, and 30 students are participating in. And there are 1 employee, parent employee. Depending on the school, they don't have employee. And depending on the school, sometimes the students are the board chair of the director. And here the parents are the chair of the director. And the employee is in charge of running the snack bar, but the student members in subcommittee actually participate actively to managing the stores, and also plan and practice many other various projects. Let's meet them.
Right. So here you go. So before we actually talk to them, they prepared something for you to again.
some persons we are guesting, right?
Welcome to Samyuksa High School in South Korea. I'm glad you guys are here. My name is
My name is Jungwon. Today we're going to teach you guys about Korean school trips. We're going to do our best to give you a great experience.
Speaking of that, how will we introduce Korean school clubs to you? Now, let me tell you about it first. Contrasting to other countries, Coop is that familiar concept in Korea. So, there isn't that many school groups and they tend to be contrasted in the capital area. So, additionally, they are considered to be like new and fresh challenges. I think Coop is what makes us change makers. In some of Korean schools, actually students cannot usually communicate with others. However, I could communicate with many other schools and my community and also resolve their own problems together in my school group. It was a wonderful experience and one of the activities making changes. So we're gonna talk about how we made the changes.
Welcome back! Did you enjoy the previous talk with Inzo? Wow! I think I could almost hear you guys shouting, yes! Even though you guys are like about 8,854 kilometers away. Back to the point. We're going to have a conversation about the actual group that Unsa and I are taking part in. We call it, ta-da, the 2S Group. The 2S Group is the acronym for Sangaksan High School Social Cooperative. The 2S Group's inaugural meeting was held on the 29th December of 2004. And the 2S Group is made up of 215 people. What made all these people join together and make a cooperative? Well, the 2S Group was established to provide healthy food to students and to teach students social economy and a lot more. So, our major activities are based on our established purpose. To make these things work well, we divided our work. Students of the 2SC work in 4 different divisions. First, the education department. Second, the publicity department. Third, the product development department. Last, the foundation support department. From now on, we're going to talk with some pictures. Through the pictures, we're going to see what the students of the 2S Group are doing. The Changemaker Competition. The Changemaker Competition is about solving small or big problems around us, especially problems we felt during school life. The one-day startup. We wanted to provide chances that students can plan and make their own business by themselves. So we made a contest called the One-Day Startup. Once in a month, we select a team that wants to sell their idea, and we support their idea so that they can start their own startup business for a day. Third, I'm the teacher too. When the semester comes to the end, students in Korea don't actually have something to do. But at our school, there's a program called I'm the Teacher Too. Students of groups make their own lessons about a topic they want to introduce or they are interested in. And they teach other students about the topic they choose. Our group is participating in this program every semester with various topics about social groups and healthy food. Lastly, the Union Members Day. The Union Members Day is all about getting together. We hear lectures about social groups and we debate about how we can make a better cooperation. And we have a barbecue party, yay! And we play dodgeball, just to get together. Isn't it amazing? We did more amazing things, but since we don't have that much time, we have to skip them all. Aw, too bad. Wow, look at the time. Enzo must be waiting for us. Let's hurry up. I'm sure that Enzo is going to say something to us. Something like, What took you guys so long? Let's go.
What took you guys so long?
Sorry.
That's okay. Now, you heard everything we prepared. So, do you have any questions?
Our educational event was recognized, so we were able to visit our talk show as a guest. It was a great experience because we were able to show people what we did and what we learned. But the best part of the cooperative is that we can learn by doing.
I think the best part is that I could try many things for the first time as a pioneer of school groups.
Oh, I'm really proud of this picture. There are new cooperative student members. Don't they look so cute and charming? Students interested in cooperative and social economy are gradually increasing, but there are not a lot of chances for them. They have so much bright ideas and so much activities to do, but there are no stages for them to be on. I hope there could be more stages for them in Korea and in the world.
From now on, I want to let many people know about cooperation. And lastly, we hope to cooperate and make relationships with the coops around the world.
So, did you enjoy the tour? We still have so much things I want to tell you guys, but since we don't have that much time, but it would be really amazing if you guys visit Korea one time.
Thanks for visiting us. It was a great time. I want to see you again someday. Bye.
So now we will have a how was it, by the way? How was it? It's yeah, it was made by them. This, yeah, so no adult is involved. Even surprising thing is, can you hear me? They just finished midterm exam today, so they have to prepare this 2 weeks before the exam. They have like high pressure on. Like, well, you can do it. So
it would be
they.
really nice to speak to them, but I suppose the time.
So no, they are waiting now. So now, what I suggest is you guys can save your question to me and Juhi for later on, maybe in the floor. So we have half an hour. We can just start talking to students. Any question, you can save the question for us later on, so you can have a lot of questions to them. So now I connect them. So. And you. So if you have any questions, now I'm connect them by Skype. Okay, now I'm. So do you have any questions? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so they are now in the real. So what happened is, yeah, can you say hello? So what happened is, I have to use a bit of double technology. This is YouTube live broadcasting, but we found the time lag is too long. It takes 1 minute to say something and ask something, answer back. So I kill the audio here, see the visually, the YouTube, but you talk to each other by Skype. So if you have any question, then I pass this mic. Yeah. But you can. But you don't have to hello to them. So here. Then they're gonna see. No, don't worry. So your face with complicated. Your face gonna be broadcasted through this camera. So don't worry about camera here. You just use the phone, the audio one. So if you have anybody question, then you can use this phone. Got it? A bit of a complicated. Yeah. So.
Great to get some questions from you guys over there.
Okay. Oh, you yeah.
Do you like being involved with other clubs and schools? Do you like being involved with other clubs and schools?
다른 협동조합 학교 활동하는 거를 많이 좋아하나요?
It's fine. Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah. Yeah. How long have you been learning English for?
영어 얼마나 오랫동안 배웠을까? 영어 잘해요?
I was born in the US, so I was there for like 9 years, and I moved to Korea when I was 3rd grade. So I lived in Korea for like 10 years, the same like half of my whole life. So my English is a little like stopped when I was like in elementary school, so I'm not that good, but I only have an accent now, also. Yes, I'm not really good at it. And we have a lot of more people around here, so I think we should talk with them too. So, yes. Can you see them?
Here.
They'll be sitting in the fancy studio instead of sitting like we are sitting in this lecture.
Would you like to come and visit our school? You can see.
Right today, so we didn't have time to like fly over there and talk to you guys face to face. So that's so bad. We really wanted to visit you guys.
Well, I think we would all really like to visit your school.
Yeah.
So what's your school day like?
어디 학교 생활은 어때? 하루 학교 생활은 어때요?
한국말로 하라.
한국말로 하시면 제가 통역해 드릴 수 있어요. I can interpret for you. Yeah.